You know, guys, I would say about once a month I'm hit with the age-old question of why don't you record a video of like when you're making your podcast so that way people can watch it visually? And there's an honest-to-God answer to that question. And I think this month is the perfect month to explain it because this is a really good example. I look busted. I look so busted this month. Oh, God. Listen, as I record this, it is Black Friday. I've been up since 6:30 in the morning. Yes, I went Black Friday shopping. I care about deals. I care about saving money. I don't know about y'all. But I woke up dead early, got to the mall, spent an ungodly amount of money. We don't have to talk about it. Then I got home, immediately put pimple patches on, okay? Because I cannot stress this enough. Okay, you know what? This is the catch-up bit. I can talk about whatever I want. I have literally had the same 2 zits on my face for like a month and a half. It's been horrible. I don't know what to do anymore. I've been trying to like, well, you don't need the pimple patches because, you know, you can just take really good care of your skin. I've been trying it, okay? I really have. But I decided to break, and finally, for the first time ever in my life, buy pimple patches because I cannot stress this enough. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done with having these 2 little red spots on my face. I'm over it. But anyway, I put those on. I threw my hair into the most obscene bun because I haven't washed it in like a day and a half. Then I gave myself a pedicure, and I know you're sitting there picturing like 15-year-old girls at sleepovers painting their nails adorably. No, that's not what this pedicure was. We had some problems to deal with, and I know this is gross. Welcome to the catch-up bit. I discounted on Black Friday, bought exfoliating foot spray. Let me say that again. Exfoliating foot spray! I bought that. I spent my American government dollars on that. And I sprayed it all over my feet and I got a bunch of dead skin off. And then I took a literal callus razor and I went at my heel because shit's crazy, okay? And then I soaked my feet and did it again. And you know what? I would love to tell you that my results are fucking fantastic. And I've literally never had softer baby little feet in my whole fucking life. But that's not true. Honestly, mediocre. Waste of my $12. I'll be so serious. And it's not my fault either, okay? I have really bad calluses on my feet because when I was like 15, 14, whatever it was, I was in the musical adaptation of Tarzan at my school, and my teacher wanted us to be barefoot on stage. So he made us practice for fucking months without shoes on, so we would build calluses on our feet, and ever since then, I have had the most busted, annoying fucking feet! Nothing works! Oh my God. Do any of you have foot hacks? I'm so Welcome to the yapping bit. That's right, the podcast designed for people who hate podcasts. This is the catch-up bit. If you want to catch the other bits, hang around. They're all about 5 minutes long. We have a good time here, okay? At least I like to think we do. I'm having a good time. If you're not having a good time, I don't know, that's your business, whatever. I know I've spent 3 minutes talking about Black Friday and my feet and how ugly I am today, but I do actually have things planned to talk about during the catch-up bit this month. This comes out on the last day of November, which means that Stans and Momentus are still probably having their Black Friday, Cyber Monday, weekendy sale. I already posted about this on like Instagram and TikTok and all the things, but if you use my affiliate code while you're shopping at Stans this weekend, you get automatically entered to win a $100 gift card for Stans and Momentus, okay? Do it. It's seriously so cool of Stans to do that for y'all. Because they told me, they were like, listen, the code's not going to take 10% off during this giant sale that we're doing because, like, obviously they need to make some money. But, like, they were like, we want to still do something for the people who use your code. And I was like, that's so nice. That's so nice. If nothing else, you should use it to get a ticket to Ruthie's event in December because I'm going. I already bought my ticket. And I need people to play with. I need people to play with. If I am in the comment section of that Zoom call by myself, not okay. Completely. I need friends there, please, okay? So go. And if you want to be entered to win a gift card, right, and this is only available through, I believe, either Monday, December, no, not December 1st, maybe the 30th, maybe like today. Just check, just do it. I don't know, guys. I'm trying. Also, fun thing that started happening this month, I started volunteering at a cat shelter. It's enormous. It has like 5 big rooms, 20 to 30 cats per room. I'm still sort of in a training period where I'm being trained on all of the rooms and how everything works and all that. But once I'm all trained and everything is all good, I will be taking over one of the cat rooms on Tuesday nights. I'm so excited. I'm having so much fun with it. I started posting like videos and stuff from when I go to the shelter, and everyone is honestly really loving them. So I'm thinking of just adding it to my roster of all the things that I post on the internet, which is so silly and goofy, but I don't know, if people like it, why not? People are particularly obsessed with one of the cats that I have fallen in love with named Piper. She's 15. She has a cleft lip. so her tongue sticks out most of the time. And her eyes are kind of weird looking, and she like has a little skin condition, so there's like skin on her back that's kind of weird. And I don't know, she's kind of a crunchy looking cat, but I love her and I would die for her. She's such a little lap cat. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with her. And I know what everyone's thinking. Okay, I'm not bringing her home with me. As of right now, I have no plans to bring home any of the cats, as much as I love them so much. I have a cat. She's kind of weird and finicky, and now that she's the only cat in the house, she's really started coming out more, and she's really sort of coming into her own and being very loving and those different types of things. So I want her to keep blossoming in her own little way, and I'm happy to go over and take care of the cats whenever I end up going. And besides, this is one of the things I love about this place is that it's a no-kill shelter, which means there's a lot of really old cats or cats that have really expensive health issues that like aren't technically, I think they're adoptable, but for the most part, they're just like permanent residents. Like they just kind of live there and they're happy there and they do their little thing. And I think Piper's kind of in that realm, not because she's an unlovable cat. Obviously everyone loves her. The problem with her is that she's older, she's like 15, she has health issues with her back and her skin and her lip and everything. So she's kind of she's a pricey cat to own, as old as she is, and she's thriving really where she is now. So that's kind of the situation with Piper. If someone ever did want to adopt her and pay for all of the expenses that come with dealing with like an older cat who maybe has some health issues, then like obviously that would be wonderful. But for now, I'm really happy to just be one of Piper's favorite little people and see her at the shelter whenever I can. I'm actually going there. It's Friday right now. I usually go on Tuesdays. I'm actually going there tomorrow because there's an event, like a fundraiser. They're selling Christmas wreaths or something. So I'm going to go there tomorrow. I'm going to bring my mom, and I'm going to introduce my mom to Piper and my mom to a bunch of the other cats that I love so much, and it'll be really fun. But it's been so complicated volunteering there because the end goal obviously is to get them all adopted and get them all out of there. But there are some where it's like you just know that they're going to just kind of stay there. You know, and it's sad. It's really sad. But at the same time, it's like they're all really happy there. They have a good life. And it's not like a normal shelter where like all the cats each have their own individual cage. And this place isn't like that at all. Like they have their giant rooms that they're allowed to hang out in. And they have like fenced in outdoor areas that they're all able to like spend time in and like look outside. And like they have all their little cat friends. Some of them are in like bonded pairs. Like they're very happy little cats at this place. Which is why like obviously we would love for all the cats to find homes. But like the ones that are going to be there for the rest of their lives, they're okay. Don't be sad for them. They're fine. They're happy. People spend time with them pretty much all day. Like, they're so sweet, and I love them all so much. And I'll be honest, I was going to talk about more stuff in the catch-up bit, but we're kind of going long already. So I'll just say this. I had some auditions this month, didn't get anything. And honestly, like, auditions are becoming a thing for me. This is becoming an issue, I think. Because I've talked about this before, right? About how much I love auditioning and how I think it's really great and it's an awesome opportunity to be seen by people as a professional and all this, whatever, who cares, whatever I said. But it's been difficult for me because I've been auditioning for quite a few months and I've only ever come even close that I know of to booking one thing. And I spend a lot of time and I spend a lot of energy on all my auditions and I really try every single time. And I have so much fun doing it. It's just frustrating to not book stuff. But like that's the nature of like the industry. Like that's just what it is. Like it's not like I'm untalented or I'm not good at whatever I'm doing. Like I'm sending in auditions that I'm proud of. It's just everything is crazy. Now let's get into the feelings bit because it's been a weird month for me as far as feelings go, I would say. And I know I said that about October as well because I had a really rough October. But November has kind of been also a bit of a kick to the balls. And I mean, okay, I posted a very brief video about this I recorded it at 2 a.m. I don't know how many of you saw it. It was one where I talked about how people, someone was trying to fuck me over, basically. Someone was befriending me and someone I trusted and everything, and then all of a sudden I found out that they were trying to ruin my life. And I said in that video that was about 3 minutes long that I'm not going to go into the details, because as much as I'm sure everyone would love the drama and the gossip or whatever, that's not what I think fandom should be. That's not what I think life honestly should be. And in the interest of full transparency, I didn't have to tell anyone this person's name or any of the details of what they did, because let's just say, as far as I can tell, the people who needed to figure out what happened to me figured it out, and the person who fucked me over has now been a little bit ostracized from a lot of friend groups, and I truly do wish this person nothing but the best, as far away from myself and the supernatural fandom as physically possible. However, that is not what the feelings bit is about. It relates to it though. Stay with me. There has been a trend going on with social media recently where people are posting videos of like them doing cool stuff and saying like, do it alone, you'll be fine. And honestly, I've kind of always operated on that philosophy of like, just kind of do it by yourself. Like, just figure it out, just do it. You don't need to like wait for someone to do it with you. You don't need to just do the cool stuff on your own. Because if no one else wants to do it, if no one else wants to put in the work, if no one else wants to go or spend the money or whatever you're going to do, don't miss out on opportunities because you're waiting for other people. Do it alone, figure it out. So a lot of the things that I do by myself. I do this podcast by myself. I record and edit all of my videos all by myself. I have a lot of other projects that I've started working on like for next year, and I'm doing all of that by myself. It's a lot of work and a lot of things that I'm doing by myself. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud that I'm able to do it by myself. I'm proud that I've acquired a skill set that makes it possible for me to not have to depend on other people. And I think it's really cool that I can do all this stuff. But with a lot of the stuff that I do right now, it's kind of isolating because like sometimes things happen or whatever with like the influencer stuff or with the podcast or with anything that I'm doing. Sometimes things go down and like things are tricky, or like trying to figure out what works is tricky, and these different types of things are difficult and challenging, and I'm doing it all by myself. And the reason the person who I trusted, who I shouldn't have trusted, see, I told you it all ties back. The reason that person was able to get my trust so quickly and so incorrectly in a way that I shouldn't have given it was not because they were a person that was worthy of trust and I should have clocked that in the beginning. The reason they were able to get my trust so quickly was because they were also someone who was doing it alone. Does that make sense? They were also someone who was doing a lot of similar shit to what I'm doing, and they were doing it alone, and I felt like I finally had someone that I could talk to about some of these things that are a little trickier, which is why I trusted them and I told them a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have told them. But it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders when I finally started talking to someone who was doing similar things to me and who was dealing with similar struggles that I was dealing with. And I was so relieved to have that my guard fell down immediately. And I think all of that really does tie back to the concept of doing it alone, because it's like, yes, do it alone. Figure it out. Don't miss out on opportunities because other people aren't going to lock in the way you're going to lock in, or spend the money, or whatever it is you want to do that other people don't want to do. Don't withhold yourself from cool stuff because other people don't want to do it. But also, with that comes a very intrinsic and interesting mentality that you have to be aware of, because I wasn't aware of it, where you are doing it alone, and sometimes it is you feel acutely aware that you are doing it alone. And when that happens, it's really easy for doing it alone to feel like doing it lonely. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So I guess what I'm getting at in the feelings bit this month is like, if you're gonna do it alone, be aware that sometimes that is going to feel like doing it lonely. And when it does feel like doing it lonely, make sure you are taking care of yourself and protecting yourself in ways that you would be doing if you weren't lonely. If you weren't lonely, would you be doing it this way? Would you be trusting this person? Would you be like, think of it that way? Because regardless of where you're at with human emotion, I think it's really important to protect yourself and do the things that will be most beneficial to you in all facets. Yes? Yes. I'm honestly a little bit nervous to post this feelings bit because I'm worried you guys are going to listen to it and be like, oh no, Emmy's lonely. Guys, it's not even that. It's like, it's so complicated. I promise I have friends. I promise I have people who are so supportive of me and so wonderful and everything is so great. But like, think of it this way, right? Think of all of like the YouTubers or like other people who are big in social media or who are trying to build something on social media, those different types of things. Are any of them doing it completely alone? They all have assistants. They all have editors. They all have like people who are helping them make videos, videographers, anything like that. People are doing all that. I am doing everything by myself. I'm buying tools to help myself do it all alone. And it's just sometimes that gets kind of tough. And I think that's true of any creative process, right? Where if you're doing it all by yourself, sometimes it's like, damn, I wish I had another brain in here. And maybe someday I will have another brain in here, if you will. But I think especially with what happened this month, for now, I really just need to keep chugging along and doing my thing and having a great time. Because I do have a really great time doing this type of stuff. Like, it's Black Friday and I'm sitting here talking to all of you and having so much fun. So it's like, I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's get into the Rex bit. Listen, I know last month I said that I was going to make this entire Rex bit about Wicked for Good. And trust me, we are going to talk about Wicked for Good. I've seen it twice already. It came out less than 2 weeks ago. I saw it twice in the first opening weekend, okay? I'm fucking batshit. But first, there's another movie that I saw this month that I really think is one of the best movies of the year. And I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, if that's cool with everybody, before we get into the Wicked stuff. Because, oh my god, that movie, man, Guillermo del Toro put something in that movie. That movie is fucking phenomenal. I read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in, I believe, college. I want to say it was like my freshman year I read Frankenstein, and I loved it. I thought it was so interesting and profound in a way that a lot of like the scary Halloween black and white sort of Frankenstein things have not been, honestly, in my opinion. And that's not me knocking any other Frankenstein films. Like, I really am not. I just think in terms of like a book adaptation, there's the closest one that I've been able to witness in my life has been Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Because is that a horror movie? Yes. Is it scary? Does it give you all of the gore and all the things that you need to make it a horror movie in the way that it is? Yes, it is. Yes, absolutely. Knocks that out of the park. It's Guillermo del fucking Toro. Of course it does. But the story of Frankenstein has so much heart and so much, like, commentary on religion and, like, all sorts of incredible elements that make it the classic that it is. And I feel like I finally was able to watch it in a way that honors all of those different types of things. And I mean, Jacob Elordi, oh my god. Mr. Elordi, I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. I watched you in the kissing booth, and that's it. Oh wait, I saw him in Saltburn, too. I liked Saltburn. But I think this is clearly his best performance ever. If he is not nominated for an Oscar for this, I'm going to be so upset. I also thought Oscar Isaac was phenomenal. I thought Mia Goth, phenomenal. I thought everyone, honestly, was phenomenal in this. Anyone who gets nominated for an Oscar, I'll be like, yeah, for sure, that makes sense. But, like, the role reversal was so good in this, where it's like the creature becomes the man and the man becomes a monster. It's so well done in this movie. Oh my god. If you guys haven't watched Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. It's amazing. I wish that I had the opportunity to see it in theaters. I'm very frustrated that it didn't have a longer theatrical run, because I would have gone if it wasn't like 1 week. I was busy that week and I couldn't go, and I just wish I could have, but it was so good. Watch that. Oh my god. I wanted to get so many Oscars, you guys. Fuck. Okay, now Wicked for Good. All right. I gave it 5 stars. I went to the double feature the day it opened, on like the Thursday before, actually, I think that it opened. I went to the double feature and I saw Wicked and Wicked for Good back to back in the theater. Got popcorn, got the popcorn tin, got the refills, did the whole deal. I do believe that was the correct way to watch Wicked for Good. Personally, I think I couldn't have done a better job. I fully used a day of PTO to do that, by the way. I used a day. And it was actually nice to see it on Thursday before anyone had like really talked about the content of the movie, because if I saw it like for the first time on Saturday, I would have been like going into it knowing that some people were like criticizing XYZ things about it, and people didn't like this thing or that thing or whatever it was. I went into Wicked for Good as blind as a person who has seen the Broadway musical and loves the Broadway musical could be. And I think that made me love it that much more, honestly. Sometimes other people need to shut the fuck up and just let people enjoy things how they're going to enjoy things. Because I loved Wicked for Good, honestly. The first time I watched it, I cried for the entirety of the last 30 minutes. I cried during Thank Goodness. I cried during No Place Like Home. I cried so many different times. I literally loved it so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had my qualms. Like, I mean, I love this musical so much, so of course I'm going to be critical of things that I didn't love. Like, I know everyone online is talking about this, but Michelle Yeoh did not. Cheryl Lee Ralph literally auditioned, and she played Madame Horrible on Broadway. I just know that audition was phenomenal. And to know that Michelle Yeoh literally didn't even audition, like John M. Chu just called her and asked her if she wanted the part, and she said no because she doesn't sing. And then like multiple times, they had multiple people from that production call her and beg her to take the role. And I think it shows that she said no to that part so many times, because it's just like, and Madame Horrible is such a good character, and I don't know, that was disappointing for me. I really wish Cheryl Lee Ralph had gotten that role, and I'm sure, a lot of people feel that way. And that's what I'm seeing on the internet. And that second Ariana Grande song, Girl in the Bubble, I don't know. See, one of the things that I love so much about Wicked is that so many of the songs think like Defying Gravity, No Good Deed, As Long As You're Mine, Popular. So many of these songs can be applied to and be your own life and be relatable in their own ways, but Girl in the Bubble is quite literally just for Glinda, because you can't like be like, I mean, I guess you can kind of relate, but it's such a literal song that I'm like, I don't know, it's not my favorite. And it feels like just waiting for the girl in the bubble, like it's time for the bubble to pop, like that feels like it could have been delivered as a quipped line, maybe like just something quick from Glinda at some point to be like, this bubble has to pop because I can't do this anymore. It didn't. The song was, I don't know, it's not my favorite song on the soundtrack. Maybe it'll change. Like a lot of my opinions on music and on things change all the time. There's some songs on Taylor Swift's album The Life of a Showgirl that last month I said I didn't like and now I love them. So it's like, I don't know. But everyone who's hating on No Place Like Home, they just don't get it. I love that song. That's one of my favorites in Wicked now, truly. And I'm gonna try not to get into like actual Wicked for Good spoilers here, but I love what they did with the magic in the ending. Everyone who's seen the movie knows what I'm talking about. I love what they did with the magic in the ending. I thought that was really profound and wonderful. There were, like I said, there were some loose ends in the Wicked musical that aren't really tied together, that are tied together in the film, and I thought that that was really wonderful. Personally, my favorite performances in that film were obviously Ariana and Cynthia, who nailed it. If they don't get Oscar noms, I'm gonna piss and shit myself. But also Jonathan Bailey and Ethan Slater, phenomenal. Completely phenomenal. Just absolutely stellar. Jonathan Bailey's use of micro-expressions in this film was absolutely insane and phenomenal. This is what film acting is all fucking about, you guys. Oh my god. And then Ethan Slater, guys, oh my god. I've never thought that I'd be terrified of SpongeBob. Ethan Slater, come get all your flowers. You deserve every single one of them. Every flower under the sun should be in your bouquet, my brother. Marissa Bodie's Nessa was really great also, but I feel like the movie played Nessa kind of as almost like a brat who didn't get what she wanted, but like in the musical she's actually pretty evil. I know in the movie she does the stuff like keeping Bach there and all those different types of things. I know that that's evil, that's, yeah, but at the core of it we know that it's because she's just like wants to what she wants and she wants it now. Like we know that she's kind of being just like a little bit of a brat about the fact that Bach doesn't want her anymore. But like in the musical, I remember it being more evil, like actually genuinely evil. Like, oh, you're like a terrible person. Like, and I mean, Nessa is kind of a sucky person, but I wasn't scared of her in the movie the way I was when I saw the musical and when I rewatched bootlegs and those different types of things. So I don't know. But I really love Marissa Bodie, and I hope everyone casts her in everything forever until we all die. I hope she becomes a raging superstar because she deserves it. She's fantastic. Okay, Fandom Bit. Yay! Okay, so we're gonna spend this entire time talking about the Supernatural Convention in Nashville in the beginning of November/Halloween. I lovingly dubbed it Skelecon. I unfortunately did not anticipate how many people would be wanting skeletons from me. They were all gone by about 3 p.m. on Friday. It was really bad. I felt so terrible. The entire weekend people were coming up to me going, "Can I have a skeleton?" And they were gone. I felt so terrible. I'm so sorry. Next time I will plan better. But let's get into so many of the fun things that happened in Nashville, because Nashville was actually a really good, lovely, wonderful little convention. First things first, I won the World's Shittiest Game Show. Guys, let me say that again. I won the World's Shittiest Game Show. I won it. I won it. I've gone to so many conventions. I've played this World's Shittiest Game Show so many damn times with DJ. Never once won it in my life. It became a bit. It became a bit of like, okay, so Emmy's never gonna win the World's Shittiest Game Show. That's just how it works. I never win. It's what happens. And then all of a sudden, I won this time with the number 69. Woo! Yeah, that's right. 69. That was my lucky number. And then I saw DJ later to get my little prize. And he fully, he was so happy that I won, but he did tell me that like in the future now, if I'm ever the actual winner again, he will just make it so I'm not the winner. He will change the number so it's someone else. And then he said that he's going to lie about it forever, and he'll tell everyone about it in his memoir. And there will be a chapter about me in the memoir. And we had a full conversation about it. I don't know. I love DJ. He's such a freak. I would die for him. Let's see. What else happened? On Saturday, my friend Summer and I dressed up as Jake. We dressed up as Jake. He wears like the same couple of outfits to conventions, and we were fully like, okay, what's the one he wears the most? And then we didn't tell him we were doing it, because I thought about like DMing him and being like, if you see this, maybe wear this outfit on this day, but then he would know something was up, and then that's not fun. So we wore this this outfit that he wears all the time, and like he looked at us and he was like, are we matching on purpose? Because he wasn't wearing that same outfit, but he was wearing a navy top and jeans, which is what he always wears. So we were wearing like a white shirt with a navy jacket and jeans, and he was wearing a navy sweater and jeans. So he sees us and he's like, are we all wearing the same thing on purpose? And we were like, happy Halloween, were you? It was really funny. It was really great. He was like, y'all look sharp. You do. We did. We looked great. You know what's funny? In the morning, we were walking around and we were actually pissed off. We were angry because we give him shit for wearing that outfit all the time. But we were walking around and we were like, damn, I'm comfortable. We were like, fuck. And I told him about that later. Like, I was at his table and I was like, damn, dude, we were actually really pissed. Because, like, we're slaying today. He goes, yeah, y'all look sharp. I'm like, no, like, we look good and we're so comfortable. Like, we get it now. Also, Reed Jake, as we were saying goodbye, he shoved a friendship bracelet on my wrist. And can you hear the beads? I'm actually wearing it right now. He shoved a friendship bracelet on my wrist, and when I looked down, it said ass butt on it. And I was like, that's really unfortunate that I now have a sentimental piece of jewelry that says ass butt on it. But, you know, Jake's a weird fucker, isn't he? Oh my god, wait, do you know what I just realized? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I went to another convention in November. I went to Rhode Island Comic-Con in November. I met Kathryn Newton in November. We have to talk about that, too. God. Man, this is going to be a long podcast, you guys. Kathryn was so lovely. She was everything I could have wanted her to be and more. She was so, so, so sweet. And she's so wonderful. And she was such a trooper on that panel with, like, a bunch of boys. You know, the Supernatural panel at Rhode Island Comic-Con was so fun because it was her, and then it was Rob and Rich and, like, Misha. And she's just like, they're trying to talk about like young people things, and she's just like visibly burying her face in her hand. She was so cute and so wonderful, and she like waved to me and she was posting I love her so much. She's so cute. I would love to meet her again sometime if she's ever somewhere near me again. Also, and I know this isn't Supernatural related, but I've noticed a lot of people are very interested in the fact that I met Tyler Posey at Rhode Island Comic-Con. Maybe I should talk about that here. Maybe this is the place to talk about that. Meeting Tyler Posey was so wonderful, I went home and started rewatching Teen Wolf. That's not a joke. I'm on season 3. Again, by the way, if you haven't seen Teen Wolf, go watch Teen Wolf. 3rd season, best season. I love it so much. But my first interaction with Tyler was literally during his panel when I asked him if there was any scene from Teen Wolf that he wished he could add Danny DeVito to. And he was so on board with the question. Like, he thought it was funny. He launched right into it. Him and his brother, they were so great. It was so awesome. And the way he operates during photo ops was very similar, and it made me think of, like, Jared. Because I always say that I'm, like, spoiled rotten with the cast of Supernatural because they're all so wonderful and they're all so great. And even if they don't have a ton of time for photo ops or whatever they're doing, like, they're gonna give you time and say hello to you. And Jared has always been in particular, very good about that. And, like, he will always, like, give you, like, his full undivided attention during photo ops and those different types of things. And Tyler was exactly like that. Every single person that came through, he said hello. He took the picture. He asked what you wanted to do. He was talking to you after the picture, even as they're trying to get you to leave. He's like staying in the moment with you. And it was so similar to how Jared is during photo ops that I was actually very taken aback. Like, I went to his table for an autograph later that day, and I actually told him, I was like, listen, dude, I go to a lot of these things. I go to a lot of these conventions. I meet a lot of different people. It's very rare that I find people who want to be here meeting fans as much as you very visibly want to be here meeting fans. And that's not to say that other actors are bad or whatever, but it's just like there's sometimes just some little extra sparkle in these actors when they do it, and it's just something. And he like was so honored by that, and he was so sweet. We talked about a couple different things. We talked about Teen Wolf. We talked about how much I love Scott and how Scott was always my favorite. And like as he was signing my photo op, I noticed him writing a note, and I had seen a couple other people get photo ops and like autographs and stuff with Tyler earlier in the weekend, and I had seen that he had written like long notes on everybody's photo ops, and he was doing it on mine too. And I was like, and I didn't even ask him to or anything, and I was like, oh my god, you write little notes? And he looked at me and he went, doesn't everybody write notes? And I went, no. You know, sometimes people will actually charge you extra for like personalization or quotes or that kind of thing. And he fully dropped his pen on the table and went, that's stupid. It was so humble and like so nice. He literally had no idea that was even an option. It was so sweet. And he was like, that's so dumb. Like, who would ever do that? I'm like, I don't know, dude. So if you're not a fan of Teen Wolf, watch Teen Wolf. It's on Netflix right now, and it's also on Hulu, I believe, because that's where I've been watching it. And if you get a chance to meet Tyler, please, for the love of God, meet Tyler. Oh my God, he's one of my favorite people I've ever met. I literally want to see him other places. Like, I want to follow him to other conventions. I can dangerously feel him becoming, like, another, like, supernatural type thing where it's like, I'm just gonna go, well, Tyler's gonna be there, so I should just go, because I love him. And now that I'm rewatching Teen Wolf, I feel that wolf reigniting in me, if you will. So it's been a really good month for me as a fangirl. Other stuff aside, it's been a good time for fangirl Emmy, I would say. Okay, it's question bit time. Let's get into the question bit. I've pulled some stuff from various Instagram story questionnaire things. Remember, you can either email me questions to bestie.emmy@gmail.com, or on every single Saturday, I do a questionnaire on my Instagram story, so you can follow and do questions there as well. Oh, and my Instagram and all my socials is bestie_Emmy, but if you're here, you probably know that. Let's get into questions. Listen, this one's really silly, but it's the day after Thanksgiving, and it feels appropriate. Thea1's Cool asked me, if you had a turkey, what would you name it? That's so fun. That's such a fun question. And I'll be honest, I got this question a little over a week ago. I've been thinking about it for that long. I've been really pondering, really thinking, if I had a pet turkey, what would I name it? The answer is Gob. Okay? Here, walk with me. Walk with me. I know you're raising an eyebrow. Walk with me. Gob, like Bob, but gobble. I rest my case. Thank you. Or, I don't know how many of you are fans of How I Met Your Mother. There's a episode of How I Met Your Mother. It's a Thanksgiving episode. And Ted Mosby, he makes a stuffed turkey, but instead of putting stuffing in the turkey, he puts another smaller turkey, and he calls it the turkey key. And I just think it would be funny to name a turkey turkey key. But I really think that Gob is the move. Gob, you know? That's just so stupid. Venom Next asked me what got me into Supernatural. And honestly, that's such a good question because I don't think I've answered it in a very long time. I watched Supernatural for the first time during the pandemic, which I know is a very common answer. However, it truly was after November of 2020. I was like, damn, they actually made that angel gay? That's crazy. And then I was in the pandemic and I was bored, and I had watched Supernatural up through season 3, I believe I had watched when I was in high school. And I loved Sam. Sam was my favorite, and I loved the show. I loved it. But then, like, once it got to, like, the religious stuff with the angels, I was like, I'm not really into this. But then when I read, like, what they did with the show and how it had elaborated and all those different types of things, I was like, okay, yeah, like, I'm stuck in my house. I'll watch the whole thing. And then I would say towards the end of season 4, I posted a TikTok where I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't think you guys were serious about this Castiel character being obsessed with Dean. Like, man, he really... this is wild. And then that's when the Supernatural fandom found me, and that's how I started on TikTok, and that's how I'm doing all this stuff now. But it genuinely came from a place of, holy shit, they actually made that character gay? They did that? And I was like, wait, what do you mean they sent him to super hell? What the fuck is super hell? So I had to watch it to know what that was about. And then honestly, I didn't even watch the finale. I still haven't watched the finale, but that's what got me into Supernatural. But I really do, like, I don't remember why I started watching it when I was in high school. I think it was just like the premise was super interesting to me, and I loved the Monster of the Week thing because it felt like something you could have on all the time and those different types of things. But then I'm really glad that I did pick it up during COVID and decide to watch past the point in season 4 where I was like, I don't know, this isn't for me. Which I know, I feel so bad being like, when I first watched Supernatural as a teenager, like, it got to the angels and it got to Castiel and that type of stuff, and that's what made me turn it off. But like, that was what it was. I wasn't super into like religion, and I didn't really know anything about that, and I don't know, it just wasn't interesting to me as a teenager for some reason. And then when I got older and I started watching, and then, you know, I'm me, and this is where we are. Hopefully that answers your question and doesn't send a slew of Misha/Castiel fans into my DMs calling me horrible names and saying mean things to me, even though I a little bit deserve it. Because what was 15-year-old me thinking? The introduction of Castiel is one of the most interesting pieces of Supernatural, in my opinion, truly. There are other pieces of Supernatural that I think are super interesting, but I feel like some of the stuff in Supernatural that I think are interesting are things that other people don't really like. Like, when they brought Mary back in later seasons, I thought that was a super interesting way to go about things on Supernatural. And I've talked about this before, like, pretty publicly, that I think Mary is a misunderstood character. I've thought about making like a video about it, but I don't know. I feel like people are going to be mad at me because everyone wants to hate Mary so bad. See, this is not what your question was about, but we're going to get into it. Everyone wants to hate Mary so bad. The reason people don't like Mary is because in the beginning, she's not even like a fleshed out character. She's very flat. She's very one-dimensional. She's really just a symbol of hope and a reason for Sam and Dean to be doing what they're doing. She's really just meant to be a perfect amorphous mother figure. Like, she's really not even a character. So when she came back in later seasons and she was actually a character and she was actually a fleshed out woman who made mistakes and did things that were wrong. But like, I mean, here's the thing, right? See, now you guys have me ranting. Mary Winchester, can you imagine being Mary Winchester? I need everyone to sit for a second and think, right? In Mary's 20s, she went to check on her son in his nursery. She died there. No idea she was going to die. Died instantly, terribly, in a horrific burning death, right? She wakes up, her sons are now older than she was when she died. Her worst nightmare has come true in the fact that her sons, her beautiful baby boys, are now hunters, and the hunting system hasn't changed at all. It's been over 30 years, and everything is still the same. They are still chasing these monsters with newspaper articles and these different types of things. Other than the addition of technology, everything is still the same. And now her sons are wrapped up in it, and she's like, something needs to change. So like Arthur Ketch from the Men of Letters shows up and is like, hey, we're with the Men of Letters. This is how we do things in the UK. This is how we do stuff with monsters. It's different. It's more efficient than what your people are doing. This is what you should be doing. And she's like, you have to think from Mary's perspective, right? Like, she doesn't know what's been going on for the past 30 years. She just knows that nothing has changed, and this is an opportunity for something to change. I'm not saying I would trust the Men of Letters after what they did to Sam. I'm not saying that. But from her perspective, I get where she was coming from. I'm just saying, I understand that she was wrong for it, but like, we need to be looking at these women as three-dimensional full characters. She's at this point, but I think the problem that Supernatural had was like, this was the first opportunity that we had as viewers to realize that Mary is no longer just this one-dimensional, flat, amorphous mother spirit figure. Okay, this was the first time that we were able to look at her and go, okay, you're a real character who makes mistakes and does things now. And the mistake they picked for her first mistake for us to make that realization was like a really bad one. But I do still understand what she did. Okay, listen, I have a lot of opinions about Mary Winchester. If anyone wants to talk about that with me, whatever. I don't know. That wasn't even what the question was. Okay, let's just get back to actual questions. I'll do one more and then we'll call it. larixfy asked me, can you give me some ideas of Supernatural merch/items to put on my Christmas wish list? Happily. I love shouting out my favorite businesses. Let's go. Obviously, you can go on Stans. I've talked a bunch about some of the cute stuff that's at Stans right now. They have a gingerbread Supernatural hoodie, like, and a t-shirt that's so cute. Oh my God, I want it so bad. I'm foaming at the mouth thinking of like resisting the urge to buy it. Honestly, it's been a time. And there's also those really cute plushies that Stans has right now with like the Sam and Dean and Cass plushies. Those are super cute that I really love. And remember, if you buy on Stans, please use my affiliate code bestie_Emmy. Okay, thank you. I do want to take this opportunity though to shout out a couple of my favorite like smaller fandom shops, like artists and those different types of things. People you can buy from within the fandom who are so talented and wonderful. My friend Liz is an artist who designs merch, and her merch is some of my favorite merch that is ever made, and I'm not even kidding. Her Etsy account is ByLizHand. I think her art style is so cool. It's so chic. It's so interesting. I love merch from Supernatural that's a little more subtle, and I feel like she has a lot of stuff like that. Another store that I love that I've actually kind of become friends again with the person at this store is Wayward Plaids on Etsy. She makes jewelry from real props from Supernatural. So like, she will buy the shirts that like Jensen or Jared or Misha or whoever wore on Supernatural, and she will use resin and she will make them into a necklace. I own a piece of Sam's shirt and a piece of Dean's shirt. It's so cool to have. It feels like having a piece of Sam and Dean Winchester with you. I highly recommend her shop. Everything is so high quality. Everything is so wonderful. I love it so much. And it comes with a little certificate of authenticity, which is super cute. So you know like where the shirt was worn and like who wore it and like what part of the shirt your piece came from. It's really cool. I really recommend her shop. It's Wayward Plaids on Etsy. Alrighty, I think we're gonna call that November, my friends. I think that's gonna be it. Really quick though, if you're listening to this before December 7th, 2025, please pop by my Instagram live that's happening on December 7th, 2025 from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be there, yes, for the full 3 hours. It's something that I decided to do for the people who were supposed to go to that convention, Nether Angels, that got canceled. I wanted them to be able to have a little fandom place where we can all hang out and have fun. So also, it'll be really fun. We're going to celebrate the holidays. I'm going to have a great time. Pop in for a couple minutes or stay for the whole time or whatever you're going to do. It'll be really fun. Otherwise, stay sexy, stay yappy, keep the bits up, guys. And I love you so much. And I'll see you in December.